This is Igbo Area TV.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also click the bell icon. Young Shagro boss drags Lagos Council to court over parcel of land. Lagos-based Igbo businessman Chief Vincent Obianodo, the young Shagro, has taken the chairman of Amuwo-Dofin local government, Valentine Boraimo, to court for the illegal and forceful seizure of a parcel of land belonging to his company, Viney Oil Nigeria Limited. He complained that the local government authorities illegally trespassed on the land at 2nd Avenue opposite Old NEPA office, a stone throw from 22nd Road Junction, Festac Town. In the suit, the 73-year-old transporter is praying the Lagos State High Court, Lagos Division for interlocutory injunction restraining further action on the land by the council, pending the determination of the case. He's also seeking 100 million naira damages for alleged trespass. A crisis had broken out between the prominent businessman and the council following the illegal seizure of the land near Aboju Market and its conversion into the proposed Oberua Market by the council. Obianodo, who is still recuperating from the gunshots he received from suspected kidnappers in Lagos, urged Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the House of Assembly to prevail on the council chairman to stop the illegal acquisition of his land. His counsel, Kennedy Okwara, said the council trespassed on the land in violation of the Lagos State Properties Protection Law 2016, which forbids forceful takeover of another person's property. He recalled that following the acquisition of the expansive Festac Amuwo-Dofin land from Oluwa Alado, Alamuwo, and Onitire families in 1976, the land was vested in the Federal Housing Authority, which allocated it to Chief Obianodo in 1992. Okwara stressed, as a registered petroleum oil and associated product dealer company, upon application, our client was formally allotted a parcel in 1992 by Federal Housing Authority (FHA), and following its acceptance of the offer of allocation and compliance with all stipulated conditions, it was let into exclusive and undisturbed possession thereof. The lawyer said the allotted parcel, which was overgrown by wide bushes, marshy water, lodges, and unattractive assets, was sand-filled at the cost of 10 million naira between 1995 and 1996. Okwara lamented that around May 25, the council chairman, accompanied by his agent, security men, contractor, together with bulldozers, payloaders, graders, and other heavy equipment, supervised the destruction of the concrete structure on the land and the dispersal of indigent petty traders on the land. The crime, what he described as an indiscriminate, reckless, irresponsible, mindless, criminal, trespassoral, and illegal destruction, he said the chairman resisted effort to reach him and ignored the stop work orders and written cautions served on him by the FHA, which is allocating and supervising federal agency in charge of Festac Town. Okwara urged Sanwo-Olu to prevail on the council chairman to desist from sustained provocative and illegal activities of the chairman, thereby preventing the temptation to resort to self-help. He added, "We hereby implore you as the governor and chief security officer of Lagos State to step in, not only to call the chairman of Amuwo-Dofin Council to order, but also direct him to vacate our client's parcel." Also urging the House of Assembly Speaker, Wadashuru Obasa, to wade into the crisis. Okwara said the council chairman has violated the Lagos State Properties Protection Law 2016, which was conceived and midwifed into operations by the House under your leadership. We urge you to urgently intervene in this matter, investigate it, and if found liable, the culprit should be subjected to punishment of penalty. Wow. Igbo men and Lagos property. Igbo men and Lagos property. You keep buying. I'm telling you people, though we support that the right thing be done, but I want to advise you that any small thing, any small adjustment to a law of that place can make your land a seized land. Invest where you are sure that tomorrow it will still be yours. Invest more in Southeast. Invest. You have to be careful about where you buy lands. Yeah, of course, this your land is, from all indications, it is legally acquired. But things can change. Just a small government policy can make somebody else the owner of that land. And you also remember that Lagos has this law that after 100 years, you have to renew property, as if you're almost buying the property again. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the government of that state. So you people should think about these things when you are investing. We don't need Prado Jeeps lawmakers tell Obiano. Anambra lawmakers, as members of the House of Anambra Assembly, had reportedly rejected Toyota Prado sport utility vehicles from the state government as official vehicles. The lawmaker described it as a waste of resources for the executive arm of government to think in that direction in an austere period. The first person to be offered the SUV was the Speaker, Uche Okafor, and he rejected it, saying he will not drive it until a collective decision of the House was reached and obtained on the matter. Some of the lawmakers said it cost the state about 1 billion naira to procure the vehicles for the 30 members of the House. One said, we are complaining of delay in provision of our statutory allowance and other entitlement by the state government, and somebody is contemplating the purchase of Toyota Prado to the tune of almost 1 billion naira. He said it is an unnecessary waste of fund when a similar vehicle produced by INNOSON Motors Limited will cost less. Other governors of the Southeast and South have been patronizing the local car manufacturing company, and our governor Willie Obiano is not keen on patronizing the company. The chairman Southeast Conference of 2019 APC House of Assembly candidates Afam Ezenwafo said there were implications for the All Progressive Grand Alliance lawmakers, who he said were in the vanguard of encouraging locally made goods. But sincerely, it is amazing. We have been hinting on patronizing locally made products. These are not just locally made products. These are products from your state by an indigene of your state. The other time, it was the governor of Imo State, Emeki Hedioha. He bought vehicles from abroad for the state police. Meanwhile, he could equally get vehicle in the same grade by a producer in the Southeast, INNOSON, car manufacturer. INNOSON is an Igbo, but his factory is not based in Imo. It's based in Anambra now. This is an Anambra governor, the state from which INNOSON manufactures, the state that collects tax from INNOSON, the state which INNOSON has given a lot of people employment because of his company situated there. Here is a governor of the state trying to buy SUVs from outside instead of patronizing the one from his state who pays him tax. Hey, oh my God, Ndebani, what is happening to us? Our people should think we should work towards promoting homemade, especially ours, our own. I think these governors are even supposed to champion the need for people to patronize locally made. Now, what example are they showing us? If they are the ones that go out there to buy others while rejecting homemades. Yeah, while we condemn certain acts of our Igbo leaders, we have to also commend those ones who are doing it well, who are making us proud. Governor Ugwuanyi matches policy with action. He equips forest guards and other security agencies with INNOSON vehicles. Did you get that? Listen again. Governor Ugwuanyi has matched policy with action. He has equipped the forest guards, the newly established forest guards, and other security agencies with INNOSON vehicles. Yes, INNOSON built several vehicles. Remember, in one of our shows, we told you INNOSON manufactured some vehicles for the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Navy, the road safety, the custom. They are all making use of INNOSON vehicle. But some of our Southeast governors would prefer to patronize or import these vehicles from abroad. So we are commending Governor Ugwuanyi of Enugu State. He has unveiled the newly procured security vehicles. He took journalists around the premise of the government house to show them the vehicles. He used the opportunity to brief them on the efforts of his administration to decisively tackle recent security challenges. Let me tell you, do you know how many vehicles Governor Ugwuanyi bought from INNOSON? 100 pieces of INNOSON, the one that looks like Hilux. These vehicles were procured for the forest guards. And there were remaining 260 vehicles were approved during the governor's recent security meeting with all the members of the State Assembly, local government chairman and director of state services DSS, and the security chiefs of the DSS in the council areas will be distributed to the 260 electoral wards in the states. So we wouldn't just commend the governor for only purchasing the vehicle from our own INNOSON for patronizing homemade product. We also commend him for, in addition, he planned to set up security trust fund that will ensure efficient security operations in the state. Governor Mahi, we are so proud of you. Thanks for what you are doing. When you do the wrong things, we will also tell you. Yeah, but now you did something that is right and something that is good. We commend you for that. Wow, MASSOB marked their 20th anniversary. Biafra Independence Movement, BIM, had said Igbo are behind the founder of the Movement for the Actualization of Sovereign State of Biafra, MASSOB, Chief Ralph Uwazurike, in his struggle to actualize an independent state of Biafra. This was as MASSOB marks their 20th anniversary. It was, he stated that the people of the Old Eastern region had stood behind the BIM leader. You know, MASSOB founder Chief Uwazurike is also behind Biafra Independence Movement. According to reports, the BIM leader founded MASSOB in Lagos on September 13, 1999, while he hosted the Biafra flag in Aba on May 22, 2000. The BIM coordinator for Aba South regions, Chief Larry Odimma, who briefed the media in Aba on activities marking the 20th anniversary of MASSOB, explained that most eminent Igbo leaders and groups such as Ohaneze are not happy with the activities of some pro-Biafra groups and have commended Uwazurike's non-violent approach to the struggle. He said that BIM's approach has also won some international partners who have continued to assist the group in her march to liberate Biafrans. He said they are marking the 20th anniversary of MASSOB, which Chief Ralph Uwazurike launched on September 13, 1999. He said you can recall that before then it was a taboo to mention the word Biafra in Nigeria. Kudos to you. Honor must be given to whom honor is due. Some people would say MASSOB came and they are gone, or they are still in the struggle, but not as powerful as IPOB. But then we must still respect Uwazurike. Uwazurike has done his part. The group that is in vogue now is IPOB. IPOB is more visible. So, but Uwazurike deserves respect. You go about, you hear people trying to launder the image of this guy. No, it is not proper. Honor should be given to whom honor is due. Uwazurike deserves some respect. If you have a Biafra Hall of Fame, Uwazurike has to be there. Just like MNK, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be there as well. The new struggle started with Uwazurike, but we thank God for it's like it's in stages. He started, someone took on. After all, Ojukwu started, somebody took on. We are heading for actualization. Igbo-born Uzoma Asagwara is one of the 3 black people to break a 150-year-old record after winning legislative seat in Canada. Uzoma Asagwara has been elected as a lawmaker into the Manitoba Legislative Assembly in Canada. According to CBS News, Asagwara, who is a trained psychiatric nurse and community activist, was announced alongside 2 other black people as a winner of the legislative seat, thereby breaking the 150-year history of Manitoba Legislative House. No black woman has ever been elected to the Manitoba legislature in the 150-year history of the province. As the results were coming in on Tuesday, September 10, Asagwara told CBC News that elected officials in the province should really portray the people and the communities there in Manitoba. Uzoma Asagwara won the Union Station seat for the NDP. Jamie Moses took the St. Vital seat for the party, and Audrey Gordon won Southdale for the Progressive Conservatives. Thanks for watching Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also click the bell icon. Like our Facebook page. Join our Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Bye for now.